While many battle mechs are known for their firepower, protection, or some being so damn meme-worthy that the community can't help but love them, there is one that I find myself drawn to more than any other battle mech. A unit so common, so plentiful throughout the lore that some may pass it by without a second thought, and that would be the LCT series of mechs, aka the Locust, my personal favorite mech in the entire setting, and one that I feel is extremely underrated. As always, we start with a bit of history. Beginning production in 2499 at Bergen Industries, the Locust was made as a fast assault and recon mech, with a pure emphasis on speed. While overshadowed by other light mechs due to its lack of jump jets, it is still considered an excellent mech to use for light patrols, fast reconnaissance, or fast attack units. However, it lacked the true staying power of other more front-line focused units, and as such, very few pilots actually enjoyed piloting the Locust on the front lines. On the flip side, however, the Locust was very cheap, costing about 1.51 million C-bills per unit. And the fact that the unit was produced by 14 different groups and companies, all of which operated several production facilities, which made the mech the most commonly seen unit in the entirety of the Inner Sphere and beyond. It was practically used by everyone, from the lowest of mech lances to the largest of factions. You'd be able to find at least one or two Locusts in their hangars or mech bays. Due to this, the Locust has so many different variants of itself throughout the entirety of MechWarrior that it'd be practically impossible to go through them all. So for now, we're just gonna start with the original model, known as the LCT-1V. Then we'll talk about my personal favorite variant of it, the LCT-3V, because I just want to gush about it. Starting with the armor of the 1V, it featured 4 tons of Star Slab 1 armor plating, giving the mech very limited survivability. Most of the armor was focused on the torso and arms, making the legs extremely vulnerable to enemy fire. As such, it had to rely on its most notable asset to survive, its speed. The Locust housed a solid 160 rating engine, which could push the mech at a top speed of 125 kilometers an hour, making it one of the fastest mechs available. This top speed allows the Locust to just whiz around the battlefield, dodging bullets, AC rounds, and lasers like it's Sonic the Hedgehog. While the speed is very impressive and makes the mech very fun to use, it lags behind other light mechs that have jump jets. But I honestly think this is for the best. If we added jump jets to the Locust, we'd have more of a fighter jet than a battle mech. Finally, the standard weapons of the 1V honestly leave something to be desired, but they were built with the mech's speed in mind. Firstly, the nose mounted a single medium laser to deal with other mechs and enemy armor, which was compensated for by 10 heat sinks to deal with internal heating. Meanwhile, the wings, or arms, housed a pair of Sperry Browning machine guns, meant to deter infantry from targeting the very vulnerable legs of the mech. With all these factors in mind, it really boils down the combat strategy of the Locust to be a mobile threat that wouldn't deal heavy damage, but would be more a consistent nuisance. Buzz around the enemy, firing at weak points and vulnerable areas until your friends with bigger guns could arrive to finish the job. You wouldn't really be able to kill most enemies, but you would be a persistent little pest that kept the enemy on their toes, not letting them sit still for a minute. This makes the name Locust very fitting. Now, as previously mentioned, it is time to gush about my favorite version of the Locust, being the LCT-3V. Introduced in 3004, it keeps the pair of machine guns on the wings, but also adds an additional medium laser to the front torso. While this does strain the heat sinks a little bit, leading to more frequent emergency shutdowns, the bigger issue is the additional mass from the new laser, which was dealt with by the designers by removing a half-ton of machine gun ammo and a half-ton of armor to compensate, unless you're me, in which case you completely ditch one of the machine guns and added back the armor and ammo. Personally, this version of the mech I've taken to calling the Springboard, and I love it. Anyway, that's all from me today. Like, comment, and do all that good jazz. And until next time, this is Nerd Trooper, signing off.